Hey, everybody, welcome. On behalf of Descara, I am Tim McLaughlin. We are happy to have you here on LinkedIn for this Thursday conversation. I am here with Taylor today. Taylor, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hey everyone, I'm Taylor Otto, implementation consultant here at Descara. Excited to be back for another week of our weekly webinars and discussing the use of super bombs and substitutions today.
Yeah, exciting. So, I'm familiar with super bombs, a bomb being a bill of material. Briefly, to get everybody introduced, Taylor, why don't you go ahead and explain the difference between a regular bomb and a super bomb?
Yeah, absolutely. So bill of materials is a list of components, subassemblies, operations, and instructions to create a finished good. What makes it a super bomb is being able to utilize substitutions that we have in our inventory to handle custom products and custom orders that maybe aren't in our regular bomb. So we're using substitute components to customize and handle specific custom orders that we receive for a business.
Awesome. So when I think of a super bomb or custom products, I don't know if you're big into shoes. I think of when you go on a website of a shoe company and you can do a custom design where you're picking out from maybe three or four different heels, three or four different soles, three or four different toes. You pick your different color, the tongue, all these different aspects and elements that you're picking out for this customization of your product. And for me, the consumer of that product, I'm able to just enter in that information or meet with a sales rep and tell them what I want. Wouldn't be so much for a shoe, but if we're looking at a different use case, and able to give those specifications that I want, and really clear and easy on that front end for a user. But when it comes to the back end, when we're working through, if you have spreadsheets or managing your inventory, having a super bomb can get complex without having the ability to use a tool like this.
Yeah, absolutely. When I think of that example, like maybe you're selling shoes and you're selling custom shoes at that, where if you allow your clients to customize their own shoe and get those orders out, you're talking about all those different customizations you meant, like the color of the shoe, the size, the color of the sole, the tongue, the shoelace, the style of shoelace. You add all of these different combinations that are possible. You could end up with upwards of 24,000 different SKUs in your inventory. I think about businesses needing to be efficient and needing to keep track of their products. And something about having 24,000 different SKUs in your system doesn't speak efficient to me. So that's where the super bomb comes into play to help us handle those kinds of unique situations where we're fulfilling custom orders that maybe we'll get one time, maybe two times from a customer.
Yeah, so we're thinking more instead of having a specific SKU for every product that someone's building, you have a handful of SKUs that you're building these substitutions, building the super bomb out of. Say we have the shoe Taylor's version, and then that would be our base, and then you can go out and adjust whatever you need with inside there, and then explode that bomb to see the needs that you're going to have and what you have on hand and are going to need to make custom for that client.
Yeah, absolutely. And it doesn't just go for shoes. It could go for anything that you customize, whether that's a coffee mug or clothing or furniture, cell phone, anything you can think of, any business that has custom orders, that takes custom orders, could really benefit from the use of a super bomb.
All right. Thank you for introducing everybody to super bombs and talking about those substitutions a bit. Let's quickly get into some of the three challenges that we hear a bit from our users. Those start with inventory management, customization, and using a super bomb to simplify their manufacturing processes. Briefly, do you mind explaining some of the ways that we're able to work through those and some of the issues that people are facing?
Yeah, so we talked about just, all those different combinations and how many different SKUs you could possibly have. Managing all that inventory would be next to impossible. You talk about people that are managing their inventory on spreadsheets. How do they keep track of these custom orders? How do they keep track of what products are being used, their components? How do you keep track of whether you have enough to fulfill that order? Those are some of the challenges that we hear about today. You talk about customization, being able to create these custom orders, being able to handle components, put these components into a bomb in live time and be able to see what customizations you're using, what components are being utilized for that customization, and being able to see the process again without having to search for that individual SKU. If I've got all these different combinations and customizations. How do I even find that SKU that I've created? Have I created it? Is there a duplicate in the system? A lot of that could cause some headaches. You simplify the manufacturing process, so you're able to see what exactly you're doing in live time. You don't have to create a custom SKU every time that you get this custom order. You can pull in different components. You can add substitutions into your bill of materials for your work order. And see everything happen in live time. You know exactly how much inventory you're using. You know what stage that the work order is on. All of that is displayed neatly in front of you. And we're going to show you what that looks like today. So what
Great,
we're going to
Taylor.
so what we're going to do here is we're going to just jump right into how this looks in Discara, how Discara handles super bombs, starting with the material master. We talked about different examples, whether it's a shoe or clothing. Little technical difficulties here. We'll log back
Just
in.
a quick log in here.
Just a quick log in. We talked about different ways that businesses use customization, whether it is clothes, Nike shoes, cell phones, golf clubs, anything at all. We're going to be looking at specifically a door. So kind of furniture wise here, taking a look at a bill of materials here. We talked about you have kind of a base SKU. Maybe this is the most commonly ordered product. Maybe this is you get this combination most consistently, basing it off the shoe. Maybe you have a set of high top shoes, low tops, and you have that base, and then you utilize customizations to kind of customize that product for a specific order. So taking a look at this example here, we're making a door, and my base is the style of the door. So the style of the door here is a Craftsman. The tubing stays the same. This is utilized in every door we have. And the things that are going to vary are the handle. So what kind of handle are we going to have on this door? What kind of paint are we going to be using? What color is this door going to be? What kind of glass are we going to use on this door, if any? And being able to utilize substitutions to handle those customizations. So we take a look here. How we handle substitutions in Discara is I see that I have a handle here, but maybe I don't want this handle. I can click over here on the side and select all these substitutes here. So these are all the substitutes that I have in my system, that I have in my inventory for my business, that I can sub out the handle that's stock and customize this order for whatever's ordered for me. All these handles are listed here for me. We talked about different styles of paint. I've got all those different paint colors in my system, so I know what kind of paint I'm going to be using in my operation. And then lastly, the glass. We talked about the different types of glass. Maybe I want to use reflective glass. Maybe I want a rain style glass or sandblast glass. Again, having those substitutions available in our system. So we see this in our material master, in our BOM details. Now we're going to show you what it looks like from a work order perspective. So we're going to go into our work orders, and going back to that same example with the Craftsman grid. Let's say I get an order from a client who wants a 22-inch circular handle. Maybe they want their door to be brown, and maybe they want a rain glass style. Okay. So what we're going to do here in our system is, while we customize this BOM, we can click the three dots over here under this, what is standard in our system, and I can simply just allocate a substitute. Okay. So in this specific order, the client wanted a 22-inch circular handle. I can choose that, and that's going to show up right here in my bill of materials. I go over to the paint. They didn't want a gray door. Maybe they want a brown door here. So I can simply collect the brown paint that we're going to use for this bill of materials. And then lastly, the glass. The client wanted a rain glass door to be built for them. They wanted that kind of window for their door. So we're going to go ahead and use this. And now I can see I've got my 22-inch circular handle, I've got my brown paint, and I've got my rain glass. And then I can just allocate those raw materials to those products. And I can see very clearly here how much I have available at all times. So what I have available in my inventory. What have I allotted for this bill of materials, this work order, and what's required. When I save this, I can save my work order, and I can see that I'm going to reserve this stock, which is a great benefit of our system, where this is going to reserve the stock for this work order. So I'm not going to be able to create another work order utilizing this stock. This handles making sure that I don't overbook, that I have enough raw materials in my system to fulfill this order. So when I create this, I can go through here. I've got my work order created. I can look at my bomb explosion here, and I've still got my customizations, and I can simply go through and complete all these jobs. And again, we are utilizing these customizations in our system using the custom components that we've decided that we've gotten an order from a customer. Again, this is kind of just kind of simplifying the process, kind of fast forwarding here a little bit, and just doing those operations that are required. And I can finish that off as well. And then once I have everything done, all my job cards are completed. Again, I'm using those customizations that I've allocated for, and I can simply just complete the order. So we've seen in our system what the bomb looks like, how we utilize substitutions and how we can see those substitutions in our system. And then how do we do that in a work order in live time? How do we look at that bomb explosion? How do we see what custom components we're using and where we're at with the project? So kind of to go back to those 3 challenges here, your inventory management. You can see every piece of raw material that you're using. You have access to the custom components, the custom, in my case, the custom paint, the custom window, and we can see all of this in our system in lifetime. How much is allocated to this work order? Talking about customization, utilizing those substitutes to handle any sort of custom order that I have for a customer. All right. Going back to the simplified manufacturing process, instead of having, we talked about the shoes having upwards of 24,000 different possible SKUs. This is a little bit smaller of a scale, but still you would end up with, around 300 plus SKUs. Sounds a little bit more manageable compared to 24,000, but still, to have to sort and go through and find that individual custom combination SKU, not efficient, not feasible. Having the use of the Super BOM in Descara helps so much in just saving time, saving energy, looking for that unique SKU, and still being able to track all the customizations, what raw materials are being used, every step of the process.
Awesome, Taylor. Thank you for showing us through that. When I think back of working with a sheet of paper and pencil where you're logging those needs that you have for each client, and then not having that ability to accurately see what inventory you on hand, it's so comforting to know that I enter this in, I see that I have this paint, this much paint that's needed, this door handle that's needed, and I can know when I need to reorder, when I'm going to need, what I'm going to need to do, and when I can have that product ready for our clients.
Yeah, absolutely. You talk about, businesses that are running their inventory management on a spreadsheet, having to have, sort through all those different combinations, having that listed out, keeping track of what inventory you've used, and then the logistical nightmare of what if I forget to update the spreadsheet? What if I forget to keep track of, I used this raw material for this custom product and I forget to mark that in my spreadsheet? Well, now my inventory levels are all messed up. I don't know how much I have of something. If I can't fulfill an order, that's going to irritate my customers. We have it all in live time on Descara where we can clearly see what's being used, what is reserved for what work order, whether it's a custom product or not. All of that is handled within Descara.
Awesome. Well, I think we will go ahead and wrap it up here. If anyone else would like to hear more information about Descara, manufacturing software, bombs, or super bombs, myself and Taylor would both be happy to contact you. You can reach out to us via our email address listed here or our sales email, sales@descara.us. But thank you on behalf of Descara as a whole for taking some time to watch this webinar today. We will be back next week discussing a new topic. Any closing statements, Taylor?
Yeah, just to echo what Tim said, if you're interested or you just want to learn more or talk to us about what Descara can do for you, reach out to us via email or that sales email or even on LinkedIn. Send us a message. We'd be happy to chat with you.
Thanks, everybody. We will see you soon.
Thanks, everyone. Take care.